What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and I'm bringing you Aarklash Legacy once again today. In our last episode, we had managed to deal with one of the seals that was locking us from getting the hell on out of Acheron, which is not the most pleasant of places. Like, look around. It's a giant graveyard. It is ready-made for our failure. Like, if we die, they can just roll us into a ditch right here. Won't even be a big deal. Without a second thought, we did do the seal in this area, but we haven't explored everywhere. Like all the way over here, there could be some more treasure. Level ups are very useful in this game, and speaking of, let's start the episode out with a little bit of leveling. So we don't have a lot of equipment laying around, but we do have some skill points. With regards to the skill points, I looked at some of the trees, and I think what I'm going to do for now with Friends is I'm going to move him along a single target damage line. I do like this line up here with thermocompression, where it creates a projectile that bounces off enemies and it kind of bounces around and knocks them down after dealing damage, and I think that's pretty sweet. So I'm going to try and buff the damage up so that he can nuke at the same time as other people, because I like to run this thing, as much as I hate to admit it, I like to run it a bit like an MMO where I want people to be specialized for what they're going to be doing. For Loris, we finally get to finish one of his skill lines, and so we have a choice here where we can single out a target and it'll explode on that guy, where we no longer have to target it, or we can increase the damage a tad, or wait, no, never mind. It doesn't increase the damage, but the range of the explosion goes up by 2 meters, and it lowers the cooldown by 10 seconds. I'm going to go with that one because targeting the ability is not so bad. I haven't had any trouble with it so far. I think I've hit my own guy like once, and I've missed once or twice when people like move around, but not too big of a deal, I don't think. With Naka, we can pick between removing the HP cost of her taunt, or we can give her the ability to move around while taunting AoE, and she maintains the 30 damage per hit. That's a tough call because both sides have their benefits. So for example, having her rooted to the ground is really cool if she gets like crowd controlled, because it means she doesn't run around and grab other packs. It means that if she's mind controlled, she won't come after my own guys because she's stuck to the ground and the AI is too stupid to disable it. I think I'm going to leave the bind on it for now, and we can always respec after this next little group of fights if we need to, just by clicking the little default settings button down here. So it no longer costs her that much HP to use her taunt, but she is still stuck to the ground. And with Mocha, a lot of options with Mocha, and I think the one I'm going to have to go with is just buffing up for now. I mean, we can either turn his hot into an AoE hot, we can make it so that it bounces in between enemies and does like debuffs and simultaneously bounces to allies and does heals. We can go with Ointment of Mokoro and move that along. Not really enamored by a ton of the stuff in here. I mean, it's good, but it's nothing. I haven't seen anything in any of his trees that I'm like, damn, I need this like right now. For example, with Friends, I knew I wanted the knockdown ability, and I was like, I'm going to sprint down this tree as quickly as possible. With Loris, it was the same way. With Naka, I figured we should probably just build her to be the best tank that she can be for now and worry about the other stuff later. But with Mocha, I don't see a lot of things that I want to focus on. I think instead I'll probably just increase Mystic Essence for now. This tree was tempting because there are a lot of charm spells flying around in this area, and down here he gets an ability that negates. It actually cures charm spells, and so it's slightly tempting to move him this way, but if there's charm fights coming up, it's not really going to help. So we would need 2 skill points to get down to the talent that I want, and alas, we're not quite there yet. Let's have a look down this road and see what's ahead of us. Got a blocked off way over here, some sarcophagi, some crypts, all of those things that you would use to decorate on Halloween. Wonder if there's going to be anything. I see dead bodies. There's probably going to be something up and in there. Yeah, so there's a Warrior of Belial and a Morbid Spectre. I think the Morbid Spectre is the one that actually has manipulation. I may put all of my damage on the Morbid Spectre first. Oh, did we get out of the way of that? No, okay, so she's knocked down for now. And so what I'll want to do is let's get everybody kind of distributed the way I want them to be. And I'd like to get some damage off on the Morbid Spectre, since I think they're all probably going to come around the corner here to get to Naka. Let's get a hot started on Naka. And then right after that's done, how much does this cost? 10 per second. I kind of want to activate that to make sure that Naka doesn't go down for this next little bit, but maybe I'll let him regenerate a tiny bit of... How long is the cast time on his immunity? 3 seconds? How long does it take him to cast manipulation? Oh, it's instant cast, so that's rough. I don't really know how I would preempt that then without a kicker there, because it does seem like his manipulation spell has no cast time. Which becomes kind of a unique situation where we find out that life is not... Oh, there's a quest... What is that? A Quaestor of Acheron. There's something else in the back, too. Let's figure out what the hell he is. So, Eternal Regrets. He regains 40 HP every time he lands a hit. Ritual of Restoration. He restores 100% of HP max to the target on a low cast time, too. So that's really something we're just going to have to live with. He doesn't have enough MP to do it all the time. I wonder if he can cast it on himself, too. Shroud of Invincibility. He channels a beam of invulnerability against all damage on an ally for 15 seconds. That's really, really weak since we have no way to get rid of that. It's strong for him, but it's weak for me. It makes my life very difficult. It means target switching is probably going to be in play here somewhere. Decrepitude reduces physical armor. Okay, Shadow of Cain blocks the use of damage skills of the target. She's going to be down, I think, for 10 seconds. That charge is really, really bad. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's... Where is that at? He's got a chargey thing in here. Knocks it down for 10 seconds. Okay, so we're just going to have to live with that for now. Let's roll on with some damage, I guess, on the Morbid Spectre for now. Is he already Mask of the Condemned? Okay, so hopefully he condemns her. Since she's already going to be down. She's taunted. Or is she mind-controlled? What's going on here? Okay, so she's not mind-controlled. Let's get her bound to the ground for right now. To make sure that everything stays on her. And then I'd also like to get Vitae treatment going before she gets brain-controlled, if I can help it. I'm going to start throwing Banish Blows out here on anybody that gets in the way, just to spread the damage out quite a bit. I'd like to keep the enemy on their heals. In the case where you've got the Quaestor dropping massive nukes, like heals that'll pretty much heal everybody up to max every couple seconds, or I'm sorry, it's on a 20-second cooldown, but he can cast it really, really quickly. My goal in this case becomes just nuking things down as hard as possible. Hopefully that Morbid Spectre will take a bit of damage there. And I think he actually... I think he took a heal at the same time as what happened right there, because it didn't seem to do that much damage. So I think it was kind of like a simultaneous calculation. Because his cooldowns are so short, can he be CC'd? If he can be CC'd, part of me thinks that we should probably just fear him around, although that's a lot of MP, and I'd like to drop another nuke here in just a moment, so maybe I'll hold out and drop another nuke. Let's get some damage running on the Spectre. And the Spectre is getting ready to do manipulation. I don't think... Part of me wonders if I fear him, if it'll break this effect, but she's bound to the ground anyways right now, so it's not a huge deal. Let's get Lucky G throwing out another nuke while he's here. And so there's even more damage flying around, which is going to leave the enemy in an interesting spot, because he's got to decide who he wants to make immune now. The other thing to think about is let's have a look at the HP that's around. Morbid Spectre, he's knee-deep in manipulation. He is... Really, he did it on the skeleton and armor, huh? Well, then let's put all of our damage on the Quaestor for now, I guess. Actually, no, let's finish off the Spectre since he decided to use the invincibility on a weird enemy. I would have immunityed the Morbid Spectre if I was him, but, you know, decisions being what they are. You do what you gotta do. And then let's all focus on the Quaestor while he's bogged down. And we should be able to just lay him out before he finishes the cast. There it is. Very, very cool. I had a little bit of a worry about this fight. It seemed like it was a pretty rough fight, but I think we're alright. There's a bit more damage off, and then the Warrior of Belial is now down. And life is good. Very cool. Pick up that earring and maybe send somebody over here. Let's take Naka and we'll send her in first just to scout this little way over here. The enemies sometimes don't aggro quite the way that you would expect. Like sometimes some of them pull, some of them don't. I've only seen it happen once or twice, so you got to clear out your corners. What's going on over here? Nothing. Suppose we'll get everybody grouped back up then and into formation. Nothing off that way. I'm really hoping for like a bitchin' treasure chest back up in here. Like a treasure chest with like a gold chain around it. A treasure chest that really just shows off its wealth. Maybe a little bit of platinum in there somewhere. The game's lack of currency makes me a little... Not queasy. That's not the word that I would use. Oh, we got a patrolling group of mobs over here with another Morbid Spectre. Let's send her... Oh, what is that? A Flesh Spectre and a Morbid Spectre. So that's going to limit my ability to taunt here for a bit. Because the Flesh Spectre, as you'll recall from earlier episodes, has Fury of Cain, which does 80 magic damage a second for 15 seconds. Which, that's 1,200 damage from top to bottom. That's pretty much enough to put Naka on her knees. That also opens me up to the possibility that the Morbid Spectre causes some issues. So let's fall back around this corner. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to set the fight up right here. We're going to taunt and then untaunt. And we'll just kind of deal with things as they come along. So let me put Lech Loris in a spot where he can take a shot. Same with Fringe. Or Frinz, not Fringe. And where's the damage going? Is it all going... Though, they're going to do that lockout ability, aren't they? Maybe not. I guess we'll kind of scoot these guys over then. And get them to where they can deal some damage. Mocha needs to get that going for Naka. And I suppose the Morbid Spectre, I don't really know when the Morbid Spectre is going to drop that control ability. I'll try and watch for a rotation, maybe. I bet it's after Mask of the Condemned goes down. Actually, if they combo on me right here... Yeah, with that Fury of Cain, and then you get bound in the position for 15 seconds... That's going to be a really, really bad combo. So let's move the people around who can be moved around. And maybe see if the control effect they're talking about is going to be a bind to the ground too. So let's see if we can get that off. There it is. Let's see if we can get Naka out of the way now. And actually, yeah, it looks like it did the trick. So let's get everybody rolling on now. I think I'll go for the Morbid Spectre first. Let's wait till he settles, though. And I really don't want the one in the front to get hit. With the rest of these, I don't really care. But actually, this is one of the few times I'm going to go for the backline guys first. A little bit of damage going there. Let's roll out with Vitae treatment. Yeah, let's actually have her taunt since we're not worrying about things right now. And then we'll do Vitae treatment right after because we've probably got that control spell coming up pretty shortly. And I really don't want anybody on Mocha. I'd also like Mocha to run across there and start targeting the Morbid Spectre with everything he's got. And once we get some damage flowing, we should be alright. He is healing quite a bit right now. We need Mocha to throw out a heal on Naka. Lech Loris is about ready to go with another nuke, so let's do that. What about you, sir? How are we looking? Well, maybe we'll go for the Flesh Spectre first. I don't know. He's close enough. I really don't want to lose Naka in all this. Alright, cool. Well, we adapted the order a tad there, but it's alright. Nothing lost, nothing gained from the whole thing, so I'll take it. Frinz is fully spun up now. Oh, and there was a nuke fear dropped. Hopefully he... Oh, that's right, that Spectre does that. I forgot about that. That's something I just... Hopefully he doesn't run around too far and get us into trouble with passing mobs. We also don't have to... We don't have any heals to throw around for Naka, so let's get Naka going with a bit more health, and we'll start focusing fire on these Black Paladins. I think... Let me look at their abilities, and I think they go immune too. Yeah, when he has 20% of his HP left, he self-immunizes, so we're going to want to do a little bit of target swapping here. As soon as he comes out of that fear, we're going to want to think about... First, let's target swap everybody, and then let's get another hot rolling on Naka. Let's also get Naka swinging at the right character. Okay, so he's back now. You can see because he's getting a little bit of health back every time he swings. Lech Loris is ready to go with another nuke, so let's launch that out. Oh. Weird. Well, maybe I calculated that wrong. It seems like he self-immunized twice, or maybe I just wasn't following very well. But he was definitely immune to that nuke. Luckily, the one in the back caught it, so it's okay. No need to pause anymore. We'll just ride this thing out, and I think that's it right there, yeah. He just pulled it off. That little foot thing around him, I believe, is it. Unless he's had that the whole fight. Haven't been paying attention very well. It's the curse of my condition. Either way, there's nothing left to threaten us in this fight, so he should go down very, very soon. And farewell, mi amigo. Or amiga, I suppose, if it's a female paladin. You can never tell with those bony paladins. You don't get the chance to check the pelvic widths. Another Ira Tenebrae. I remember them being really, really nasty in close combat. Yeah, and they inflict silence as well. So we want to make sure that it silences somebody with no mana. Now we could check down this way. Oh, there's another crypt. Alright, so that's how they're going to set up the level. I guess what we'll do is let's move out down this way and we'll deal with the Tenebraes as they're in here. Actually, no, I definitely want Naka to go first. Another Necromancer. Weak. The Necromancer, as I remember, has a bunch of abilities that really buff undead stuff around him. So we absolutely want to focus on the Necromancer, but there's a Quaster down there too. This fight could be a little hectic, is my predicament, or my prediction. Let's get everybody into positions where they're going to be useful to me. Let's get Naka in there. She doesn't need to taunt. Actually, we'll have her taunt just to do it. We'll get Friends in right there, and we'll start focusing on the Necromancer, I think. We'll get Lek Lorison right there, and then he's going to take a shot at the Necromancer as well. And then we'll keep Mocha as close as we can. We do want to spread damage around a tad, just to kind of confuse the Quaster and make him throw things around. This guy's going to vanish once his health gets low. So let's maybe think about putting damage on the Quaster that way. Oh, and the knockdown actually stopped him from using the heal. Very cool. Already liking the ability. Other things we can attempt to pull off here. We don't have a lot of options. Oh, let's get a hot rolling. There we go. And so Naka's going to need some health pretty shortly. Let's take everybody and focus on the Quaster for now. I want the Quaster to have to decide who's getting healed. And Lek Loris should be ready to go. Let's throw out another AoE nuke, and we'll save his attack for anybody else. Oh, we got the Quaster up front. Very cool. Well, let's finish off the Necro then. What is he about to cast? Deathly Bonds. Immobilizes all enemies within 4 meters. I don't care if they're immobilized. That doesn't bother me. Oh, he's back. What in the hell? Oh, things around him can't die. Fun. Alright, so our goal now becomes keeping a nuke heal from going off on the Necromancer. I should have... Well, it was kind of a side effect, him dying. I didn't use a nuke or anything, so it's okay. Let's get everybody focused on the Necromancer. Oh, it's like a stone skin. Well, that presents a problem for me then. Especially since we're probably going to eat some nukes here very shortly. Shroud of Invincibility has been thrown on the Necromancer, which means at this point we want to focus our damage on the Quaster. Okay, everybody's back. I thought Immobilize was just going to be like a on-the-ground root type deal that I was just going to have to live with. Let me get in here and set up for blocked category. Oh, we're standing inside the thingy. I want to wait till the AoE is done there. Let's throw a hot up on Lek Loris, maybe. Make sure that Lecky G is functioning in optimal capacity. Unfortunately, he just got kind of shooed out of the way. Let me put my damage on the Quaster now, which is going to knock down the Necromancer. And I don't want to kill the Quaster just yet, so let's turn around and maybe deal some damage over here. Okay, good. So now we're ready to roll there. And even if the Quaster comes back to life, we should be able to finish off the Necromancer now. Alright, cool. So the Necromancer's now down. We've got to kill this Quaster like 8 times over, but that's just a side effect. Really, only the first time he revived was a problem. I think he blows up or something after a couple seconds. Like an AoE fear or something of that nature. So let's get the hell away from him. Yeah, I was going to say, I remember some kind of weird effect occurring. This guy's going to vanish now, which is okay. We'll bring in Lek Loris and we'll finish off this gent over here. Oh, there's more of them. Okay, so the Quaster doubly needs to go down now. So as soon as the Quaster is finished off, played a little bit of crowd control there. Let's get some more HOTS running on Naka. Loris should be up and ready to go with his next set of abilities pretty shortly. And we need to get rid of some of these Tenebrae. I don't remember which one's the one that just popped out. I think it's probably this one. So once everybody resituates, maybe put Naka. Oh, Naka's already where she is. Okay. Can't do much about Naka's positioning then. Let's throw an AoE out there. He's not ready to roll yet with the AoE. Maybe let's throw a heal on Naka and then maybe try out the bomb ability. Ew. Did that hit Friends? I think that hit Friends. Did he run in front? I thought he would throw the bomb onto this character. Unfortunately, that was not the case. It's alright though. This mob pack isn't super terrifying, so the mistake isn't going to catch us upside the head. Let's back everybody up just a bit more. Friend's probably going to need some health pretty soon. Let's work on some of these. Actually, no. We'll put everybody on that Tenebrae right there. And then as soon as he's got an ability up and ready to go, Loris has another AoE to throw out. There it is. And that bomb should alleviate a couple more of our issues. Let's see what the damage does. I haven't buffed it at all. It does something. It's not an awful ability. You just have to make sure, I suppose, that you have the HP on hand to blow that ability. That's not an ability that you kind of throw around willy-nilly. You know, sling that one all over the neighborhood without thinking about it. You gotta kind of sit around and think about shitting where you eat before you do it. We got some level ups and we got some kit here. So let's have a look and see if there's any upgrades we can do. She is using an amulet that gives magic damage, and I don't recall why I equipped that. It's got better physical armor, though, and since she takes so many physical attacks, I'm kind of stuck with it for now. Coiled ring. Hold on to it just in case. I haven't looked at, like, Moshe, for example. He might have something we can swap out. For her, we've got 12 and 14 there. And then a critical multiplier increase. An all-around physical ring right there, or an earring that's all physical, but I'd like to have her equally balanced out with both magic and physical armor if we can. A really, really good ring right there. Unfortunately, the stats are kind of all over the wall, so while it does have a lot of things proportionally, they don't all synergize very well. So we've got armor, magic damage, healing received, and so if you had like a mage tank, for example, that might be really nice. But I suppose I'll equip it just because it gives so much healing received, and her relic is really bad right now. And maybe I'll swap that out for somebody else. Once we have a better... I understand that's not an optimal piece of kit for her right now. But it gives like an extra 6 or 7 armor to both categories for her, which is going to probably help us out a bit. Let's look at everybody else here. Loris, sir. Magical damage increase right there. Nothing looking good for him in the relics. Looking pretty good. We can get him a bit more magic damage, but I'd rather keep that epic that he's got going on for the mana regeneration, especially now that his cooldowns, which were initially a problem, are no longer an issue. He's always got an ability up for us to use at this point, so keeping him regenerating is going to be the happy trail that I'd prefer to stand on, to stomp on like crazy. Let's see here. Nothing there that's jumping. Well, yeah, let's go with that because healing done doesn't really help him much. And we have nobody better to put it on. With the amulets, I'm just going to assume he's got better based on the color. That's a physical ring anyway, so that's a physical amulet, so that's probably going to be something for like Friends. Yeah, let's give it to Friends because the 8% physical damage is going to help him a lot more than what he had equipped initially. We'll sacrifice the rest of this because we don't have any other physical guys in our group. Ring of Bone, healing received would be nice for... Naka's got an epic, never mind. He's using a coiled ring. Magic armor. He's got a... Oh, he can't crit, so that doesn't matter. We don't want to use that on him. Being unable to crit is going to preclude him from using that gear properly. And I guess everything else is looking about optimal. There's not a ton of other things down. A bit more magic armor and a multi-crit multiplier there. I'm going to hold on to the gear because we've got other characters to equip when we swap over to the other team. And I think the inventories are probably going to be shared. Let me break off that. And you thought I said I was going to break off the episode. Nope, we got a couple minutes left. I don't want to leave early. I don't want to be that guy in lecture that the moment the teacher finishes what you assume is going to be the last problem, all you hear is like the zipping of backpacks and people like bailing out. This place is turning into a pretty big locality. There's our other location there, and then maybe a boss up that way or something to think about. There's a mana drain positioned right there, which makes me think there might be a chest or an ambush right there. Let's handle this other seal first. I'm willing to bet we're probably not going to come back this way anytime soon. So let's go down this way, see what's waiting for us, handle it in the most gangster of ways possible, with magical staves and otherwise blingitude. With Lekky G's got the most. He's got 3 chains, which is way better than 2 chains. I suppose he's got 4 if you count the one on his staff. Let's go down in here and see what's going on. Maybe some more puzzlage to think about. I did enjoy that last one. I was a bit worried about it being on camera. Or possibly just a boss fight or a freebie treasure chest. Bad things are going to happen. I know it. Bad things always happen. No? Alright, well I don't see anything else to activate. Gotta mouse around, do a little bit of PI work, or dick work, I guess. That's what private investigators used to be called in the US. That was like their nickname. They were called dicks, which is kind of funny. When you swap it out in a modern context, the slang definitely doesn't hold. Some words are just never going to mean what they meant. And if you really want to be specific, they were called private dicks, which is just a dick on retainer. But I guess I'm going to break it off right here just to make sure that nothing else catastrophic happens in this video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody, and don't forget about the Q&A session. I do have a Q&A coming up pretty soon. Actually, I don't actually know when this video is going to go out. I'm pretty far ahead with Aarklash Legacy, so never mind. I'm willing to bet we'll probably be well beyond the Q&A at this point. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.